Best water on the earth. Nobody can tell me otherwise. I wonder if you're gonna hear the New York City streets in the background. I should close the window. Let me close the window. Such a New Yorker. All right. I'm coming to you live from New York City. Not that has anything to do really with this video whatsoever. Update on my birth control journey. So if you missed my original video, definitely go take a look. I give you way more in-depth information on how I started this journey of getting off of birth control. But just a quick little overview is I was on birth control for 15 years and this is now week 6 officially of being off birth control. And I kind of just want to tell you how I've been feeling and where I'm at. How am I feeling? Wonderful, wonderful. Within days of getting off of birth control, I have felt so incredible. Like, energy levels are higher. I don't really know how to explain this properly. The word that comes to mind is clear. I feel very clear. Like, my thoughts, my actions, mentally, physically, emotionally, I feel very clear. That's like the best word that I can come up with for how I'm feeling. TMI, so what's going on down there? My first period was regular. Maybe birth control is still in my system. I don't really know. I haven't been off of it long enough, I feel like, to have some crazy sort of effects. I'm 2 weeks into month 2, so it's the second week of October. The other issue that I mentioned in the previous video, I'm not going to go too in depth on this one. If you really want to know what I'm talking about, definitely go watch the first one. But have I had any bleeding with puncturing? I just don't know how to say this. Not a lot. Way less. Way less bleeding when it comes to that scenario, which is exciting. I feel like the lining of my uterus is getting stronger or thicker. I don't know terminology. I don't really know what's specifically happening. This is just based on what gynecologists have told me has happened to me and what I think is changing. So I haven't done any research and I still have not told my gynecologist that I got off of it. Have I read any of the books that I bought that I talked about in my previous video? No. Have I been taking my temperature? No, I keep forgetting, and that's okay because I will at some point start doing that. So when I start to do that, I will let you guys know. I did, however, or I have been, I should say, been paying attention to my body, how it feels. What I mean is, and I will tell you, one of the things that people were telling me is you will know when you're ovulating based on, let's call it just charge. Let's just call it charge. We're not gonna say the full word, but based on your charge, you'll know when you're ovulating. And there was a specific 3-day period where I experienced some charge, and also I had some breast sensitivity, and it all happened at the same time. And I was paying attention, but that was like the indicator of like, wow, those are the 2 signs that you're ovulating. And I've never noticed those feelings before. The only times I ever felt any types of symptoms like that is when I was getting my period. So I never really experienced ovulation symptoms. So I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty cool. I've gotten a lot of questions on how do I feel? Are you happy you're off of it? Do you regret getting off of it? I am so happy. I am so happy I finally made the decision. I feel more like me than ever before. I've also noticed a mindset shift. Things that I was interested in before, I'm really not interested in now. I thought I was gaining weight when I first got off. I think I was just kind of retaining water is kind of what it felt like. Now I feel like I'm thinning out, which feels amazing. It could also be that I'm eating better and I'm exercising more, but I mean, I've been exercising my whole life, so it shouldn't be that crazy. So I do want to say, I feel like my body is finally figuring out who it is, and I feel like so much more confident in my skin. However, speaking of skin, I have experienced a lot of acne since getting off of it. Not terrible, but I've experienced more acne than I normally have. So I use the tretinoin from Nurex. I also use a couple Ordinary products. I use Tula products. And there's a couple other things too, but for the most part, those are my main products, and I will link those in the description down below if that is something that you guys are struggling with or interested in. My skin, I've just noticed a lot of breakouts. It's actually pretty clear right now, but I've experienced a lot of breakouts along my chin and jawline, so that's where I'm experiencing it the most. But other than that, I gotta say, I have never felt better. I feel like the first couple weeks getting off of it, I was having a little bit of an identity crisis, meaning the things that I used to like, I'm not really interested anymore. I don't love my blonde hair anymore. I want to go back to my dark hair. I'm a natural brunette. Just overall symptoms of getting off birth control for me are identity crisis, acne, figuring out that I'm ovulating based on charge and sensitivities. My taste in things have changed. My body feels like it's slimming down and it's just coming, I don't know where it needs to be. My confidence is way higher. So yeah, there's so many positives for me personally. Again, I'm only 6 weeks off after 15 years on. So do I have a long road ahead of me? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I have a long road ahead of me. So I will keep you guys as updated as possible. I really want to start diving into those books just to learn a little bit more about the body. If you are getting off birth control, you're thinking about getting off birth control, or maybe you got off birth control and you have any tips or anything or questions, concerns, blah, 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 put them in the comments down below so I can look through them. I am so interested to learn about everybody's stories of birth control, getting on, getting off, whatever the case is. I, for one, do not want to get on any form of birth control besides abstinence and, am I allowed to say condoms on here? So yeah, that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. No more birth control for this gal. And I'm just so happy I took the leap. Oh my goodness.